Hello and welcome to the WMUC Recap Show. I'm Brad Kronthal. Alongside me, Adam Akelson. Adam, Maryland came up on the short side of a 40-37 loss today at home to West Virginia. Josh Lambert made the 47-yard field goal as time expired to beat the Terrapins here at home. The large West Virginia contingency was happy here, but once again, Maryland fans sent home with a disappointing taste in their mouth.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you got to look at some of the positives, though, as the Maryland special teams unit was absolutely phenomenal. Randy Edsall pointed out Will Likely as the main guy in that unit after the game, absolutely heaping a bunch of praise on him. He played a great game. He had the punt return for the touchdown. He had the interception on defense. And the defense, while giving up 40 points, surprisingly didn't play a bad game. Kind of got it together and made the stops when needed in the fourth quarter. Just that last drive, they couldn't make that final stop, and Josh Lambert hitting that 47-yard field goal to win the game for West Virginia.
Obviously, the defense did not play great, giving up over 500 passing yards to Clint Trinket. However, they came up with big stops when they needed to, including a fourth down conversion that West Virginia failed. Darius Kilgo with a big field goal block late in the game. However, the offensive struggles and C.J. Brown's poor passing efficiency today really are what buried the Terps.
Yeah, absolutely. With the exception of the two big plays, the C.J. Brown rushing touchdown and the Stephon Diggs passing touchdown, it's a big struggle the whole game for the Maryland offense. I mean, you look at the 37 points and you think, hey, the offense had a spectacular game. They played their butts off. But when you really look at the box score, you look between the numbers, watch the game, it really was not the case today. The Maryland offense absolutely struggled. There were times when you were wondering, is C.J. Brown going to come back on the field? There was the concussion, we thought was a concussion. Coach Edsall said he didn't sustain a concussion. And Caleb Rowe came in, went 2 of 3, and scored the touchdown right before the half. But a very interesting game, very exciting game. It just unfortunately didn't go Maryland's way, Brad.
And the question today becomes, not only is there a quarterback controversy, but whether Wes Brown is still a factor in this offense. Many people suspected that he would start this game over Brandon Ross before the game started. However, Wes Brown did not see a single play from the field. Other than C.J. Brown's 182 rushing yards, the next Terps leading rusher had 4 rushing yards today. Adam, after the game, Coach Edsall said Wes Brown's non-playing today was a coach's decision. What do you think of that?
I mean, I was pretty surprised. Nothing really came out during the week. He said it wasn't health issues. As you said, it was, quote, a head coaching decision. So that decision rested solely on him. I mean, it's got to be either something disciplinary or a fit. It can't be really a fit, I don't think, because Wes Brown has shown this year he's probably one of the better running backs Maryland has in their backfield. And after today, you really would be hard-pressed to disagree with that statement. Albert Reed and Brandon Ross both really struggling in this game. And the only guy really able to get anything going on the ground was C.J. Brown until West Virginia kind of figured out what they were doing and kind of stopped it at the end. And Maryland getting a lot of 3-and-outs to end the game. A big struggle on the offensive end, as we keep hinting at.
And obviously, we give our WMUC game balls for each team at the end of the game. For West Virginia, we gave it to their star wide receiver, Kevin White, who had 13 catches for 216 yards and a touchdown. White was all over the field, running slants, 9 routes, and was really able to extend his arms to really hurt the Terps, and his leaping ability, that didn't hurt as well. Adam, for Maryland, I think it's a pretty easy choice here. We're going with Will Likely. Today on defense, not only did he return the punt for 69 yards and a touchdown to tie the game, but his defensive skills were totally exceptional today. He was a shutdown quarter, especially when West Virginia was targeting Alvin Hill most of the game, got most of their big plays off Alvin Hill. When they targeted the wide receiver, whether Alford or White, against Likely, they got no big plays against Will Likely. So for you, who are your WMUC players of the game?
Well, we both agreed on Will Likely. I mean, Edsall basically, as I mentioned, he single-handedly pointed him out in the press conference. He was a difference maker on defense. He was a difference maker on special teams, and was a big reason why Maryland only lost this game by 3, when frankly both these teams were trying to give each other the game and try and hand the other team the game when the game looked in reasonable doubt for Maryland at one point and looked in reasonable doubt for West Virginia at other points. West Virginia, I kind of disagree with you. Hill had a great game. I mean, White had a great game, don't get me wrong. My player of the game has to be the quarterback, Clint Trinket. 511 passing yards, basically made Maryland look absolutely questioning their defense in the first half of this game. They could not get a stop on him. Kind of slowed him down a bit in the later part of the second half, but when it mattered most, late in that fourth quarter, he got him in field position to get the game-winning field goal by Lambert. That's after 4 other running backs had shuffled in, 2 running backs, Bowie and Shell were both hurt at some points of the game. My West Virginia player of the game has to be Clint Trickett.
And well-deserving, of course. For Maryland, they next go to Syracuse, and they're going to go there with some controversy at quarterback, obviously, and with Wes Brown at running back. You wonder how long you're going to see C.J. Brown at quarterback if all of these receivers like Stephon Diggs and Deion Long exit the game, exit series with the body language that shows major frustration. For Adam Akelson, I'm Brad Kronthal. Thanks for tuning in for WMUC Sports and WMUCsports.com.